Hola mis estudiantes. Today we are going to be talking about and reviewing informal commands, or los mandatos informales. So we use these commands when we are talking to someone we are familiar with. It's equivalent to the to form. So let's get started. If you'll notice that your notes are divided, on the left side you have affirmative or positive commands, and on the right side you have negative commands. So hopefully that will be a good visual for you to walk through these notes. But let me tell you that the notes start with the affirmative or positive commands, and then we'll go to the other side with the negative. So just make sure that you're comfortable with the setup. Alright, so when do we use commands? So we use commands to tell someone to do something, all right? And that's not necessarily in a demanding or like a negative tense or sense. It's just saying, hey, take out the trash. Students, take out your homework. You're giving instructions, okay? And as I said, it doesn't always have to sound demanding. So some examples: be careful, have a good weekend, take out your homework. All right, so those are, that's that first box on the left side under affirmative commands. All right, and as I mentioned before, informal commands are used when talking to someone we would address in the to form. So informal, someone you're comfortable with. All right, so talking to your friends, talking to a younger sibling, talking, a teacher talking to his or her students, etc. So we've got two types of commands. We've got affirmative commands and we've got negative commands, right? So affirmative commands, telling someone to do something. So like we said, close the window, set the table. And obviously our negative commands are telling someone not to do something. Don't close the door, don't go to the store, don't make obnoxious rhymes all the time. So these are not formed, let me move my little, these are not formed the same way. So our positive or affirmative to commands look a little bit different than our negative. So let's get down to the nitty-gritty. So how do we form affirmative commands? All right, so this is our regular affirmative commands, okay? So we're working on the left side of your notes right now. So regular affirmative commands are very easy. They are the same as the él and ella conjugations or forms in the present tense, okay? Oh, well, let's see here. Let me move me. There you go. All right, so we've got our verb lavar, means to wash. So we know that our él, ella conjugation is lava. So our affirmative command would be lava los platos. So if I was talking to, let's see, if I was talking to Paca, I would say, Paca, lava los platos, wash the dishes. Barrer, we know, means to sweep. So él barre, we know is our conjugation. So our command would just be barre el suelo. And then finally, abrir, we know, means to open. So abre la puerta means open the door. Very basic, very simple. Notice, since it's that él and ella and usted conjugation, then we are still going to use stem, we'll still like identify stem changers. So if it's got a stem change, then it will have a stem change in its command as well. All right, so moving myself down again, we've got 8 verbs that are irregular in their affirmative commands. All right, so we've got decir, hacer, ir, poner, salir, ser, tener, and venir. All right, and it's important that you know what those verbs mean as well. They're very common, just very basic verbs. All right, so decir, di, hacer, haz, ir, ve, poner, pon, salir, sal, ser, se, with an accent, tener, ten, venir, ven. So, how do we remember those? Our buddy Vin Diesel. Ven, di, sal, has, ten, ve, pon, se. Got it? Get it? Those are our commands. Got it. So Vin Diesel has 10 weapons. Eh? Got it? Alright, that's your way to remember our commands. So here's your first opportunity to stop and practice. So tell your younger sibling to do the following chores. Or to do the following things. I guess we changed them from chores. I need to change my notes. Alright, so go ahead and pause and practice regardless. Alright, let's see how you did. Take pictures. Toma fotos. Bargain in the market. Regatea en el mercado. Fish in the lake. Pesca en el lago. And score a goal. Mete un gol. Alright, so those are our commands. Remember, it depends on your context how people are going to know if it's a command as opposed to just a regular sentence. Alright, so forming negative commands, there are a few more steps involved. I'm going to move myself so I'm out of the way. Alright, so here are our steps. First, you're going to start in the present tense io form. Got it? You're going to drop that O. Step number 2. Add the opposite ending, opposite to-form ending. So notice AR verbs, your ending is going to be ES. And for ER and IR verbs, your ending is going to be AS. And then don't forget to add that no at the beginning since it's negative. You're telling someone not to do something. So here are some examples. Don't run. So we're going to start with corro. Drop the O. Add the opposite ending, corras, and then don't forget the no. No corras. Don't run. And then don't make like the bed, okay? So we've got hacer, and remember in the yo form is a go-go, so it's still going to be a go-go in our command. So drop the O, add the opposite ending. Hacer is an ER verb, so our ending is going to be AS. Don't forget the no. No hagas la cama. Don't make the bed. Got it? Good. Alright, so of course I'm going to move myself back down again. So of course we've got some irregulars in our negative commands as well. This happens when the yo form doesn't end in an O, which makes sense. So we can't follow our regular conjugation pattern. So here are our irregular our regular negative two commands. We know dar is doy in the yo form, so our negative command is no des. Estar is estoy, we know in the yo form, therefore it can't follow the regular conjugation or formation rule. So no estes with an accent. Ir is no vayas, and ser is no seas. And you will see these words again later down the road, so it's important that you are comfortable with them. Got it? Alright. And then of course we've got a couple that have a spelling change, so we're on the back of your notes. If a verb ends in car, gar, or zar, it is going to have an additional spelling change in the negative to, or our informal commands, to maintain the same sound. So this is since these three words have a sound change depending on what vowel follows, we have to make sure that we keep the same sound. So our CAR verbs are going to change to QUES in the negative to form. Our GAR verb is going to change to GUES. ZAR going to change to CES. And I've got some examples for you. So don't practice. We know that practicar is to practice. So no practiques. Don't play if you're like soccer or something like that. No juegues. Notice, remember jugar is also a stem changer. So we are going to honor that. Because since we still start in the yo form. Drop the O, and then add GUES. And then cazar means to hunt. So don't hunt. No cases. No secas. There you go. Alright. And then finally, stem changers, not going away. Remember, start, empezar, empieza. Don't start. Notice empezar is a ZAR, so it's going to be no empieces. Got it? Alright, so here's your opportunity again to stop and practice. So go ahead and hit pause, and I want you to tell me how would you tell your friend not to do those things. Alright, so let's see how you do. Alright, here we go. Don't take a day trip. No hagas una excursión. Or don't go on a excursion. Sorry, words. Struggling. Don't be sad. No estés triste. Don't open the door. No abras la puerta. Don't tell secrets. No digas secretos. Again, notice that, don't forget, decir is a go-go in the yo-yo. Abrir is just regular. Estar is one of our irregulars. And then hacer, as you saw in the example, is a go-go in the yo-yo as well. Alright, so go ahead and conjugate or put together these 5 commands. Notice, pay close attention if it's affirmative or negative. So go ahead and hit pause and we'll go over your answers here once you're done. Alright, ride a horse, monta a caballo. Don't notice it's a positive command, so it's just going to be that third person singular conjugation. Don't draw is negative, so our verb dibujar is to draw, so no dibujes. Don't go to the park is irregular. Notice, remember, to go is ir, so it'd be no vayas al parque. Put the books on the table. Remember, our verb poner is to put, and it is an irregular positive command, so it'd be pon los libros en la mesa. And then finally, don't go on a hike. No des una caminata. Remember, to take a hike is dar una caminata. So working on your vocab a little bit as well. So those are your practice problems. If you've got any other questions, then make sure that you write those at the bottom of your notes and ask those when we come into class. And we will work quite a bit with commands in the next couple days. Gracias!